those aren't in order, just so you know.
Oh, no, that's okay. Just as I can tell.
We should be live.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Just double checking to make sure we were live. Well, happy Friday to you here in East Africa, here in Zanzibar. Yeah, we're looking live. Nice. So we have a upcoming workshop coming up, how to move abroad in 3 easy steps. It's how to move abroad in 3 easy steps. We're excited to do this month, and so we wanted to come to you guys to share a little bit of what's in store for you, as well as just give thanks and share with you and remind you what you have to look forward to when you do move abroad. That's why this video is about freedom and the creative space when you move abroad. And so some of what we have listed here is the overarching theme of creativity, community, and contribution. Maybe Daniel or Dad, would you either of you like to start with that concept? Creativity, community, contribution?
Yeah, sure. One of the things that we've learned is very important is you could have a person who is supposedly got everything around them and maybe they're making tons of money, but they're not experiencing fulfillment. And the reason why is because there's 3 elements that we have learned that a person needs to be plugged into. They need to be being creative, they need to be around others, community, and they need to be offering some contribution themselves. Creativity, number 1, because the Most High, he's known as the creator. That's the way he first shows up. And so we are a chip off the old block. That means by default we create. Now the challenge with that is in many countries, doesn't matter where it is, a person can fall into the trap of consumerism.
Yep. All you're doing is spending and getting things.
Yes. It's like the old Pac-Man. They're just gobbling up everything.
Right.
And they live to make more money, to gobble up more stuff. So what they would want to consider striving for is to be their chip off the old block natural tendency, which is to be creative. And so that's the creativity. The community, again, to be around others. We are interdependent people. Everybody has at least one gift or something like that. And we're built in such a way where people depend on each other. So someone who made this furniture, we had this custom made table, very nice, and this is teak wood, or something like that.
I think so.
Anyway, and so we depended on him to make this for us, and he's a carpenter. He used his skill. It's fabulous. We love it. All right. And so then somebody else builds something else, and we exchange. We have community. We interact with each other. And then the last thing is contribution, which is you ought to be putting something out there with the intent of serving others, because that's really the highest level. So creativity, community, and contribution, but you got to have, as you said earlier, the freedom and space to be able to do those things. And so I believe that an option people don't consider is moving abroad. We're not trying to convince people to do it, just simply saying it's an option.
It's something,
Because a lot of times some people say thinking outside the box. And I think a lot of times people just kind of do what they always do. And until someone kind of lets you know, or you see a YouTube channel, you hear someone say, have you considered, moving someplace else? People say, they say they want to do things, they want to travel, but then they just kind of keep doing what they're doing, and time goes by, and they're like, man, I didn't get to do what I wanted to do because I just kept doing the same thing over and over. But our thing here is to let you know that you can do that, be creative, have community, and have contribution, and that is moving abroad, going someplace else. So that's what our thing is to do, to be able to give you that and to serve you, to be able to know how to go about doing that.
What impacts that had on you, DB?
I think I would have to say the community. I think being here, even as introverts, just the more lively community, the different cultural aspect has kind of lit more in me that I didn't realize I was missing in the States for me. And so I feel like it has really, it's like I want more of that. And I didn't know it was, like I said, I didn't know I was missing it in the States. Like that contribution Dad talks about that we get from the Most High, like that, not the contribution, but like the 3 C's, the creativity, the community, the contribution. That community was, I wanted a more filled. And so I really feel like moving to like this new space, moving abroad, I'm loving it.
It's good. I know some examples, y'all can shoot some out, are, Dad, you're making a lot more music now. If you didn't know, Dad's a musician, plays guitar. We had a family band when Daniel and I were teenagers. Dad plays keyboard. He's written songs all of our lives. I think you were saying something yesterday, it wasn't specific to music, but you're like, man, I feel like we're like more productive living abroad than we were in the States. I don't know if you remember saying that, but I thought it was an awesome statement.
No, I didn't exactly remember saying that until you brought it up. But so yeah, I do enjoy messing around in the creative realm as a creative person, whether it's that or anything else. But I think the thing is I just didn't feel like there was the environment for that to thrive, meaning creativity that you're bringing up, having fun with the music or writing books like you and I did, wrote a novel. I don't think that the environment was nurturing that. In other words, it's such a fast pace and you're on this hamster wheel and you don't realize you're on this hamster wheel going round and round and you don't really have time to live. And so having time to live, suddenly now I'm being more intentional about it, although I was trying to be as intentional about it in the States. But there's just something where it's always bubbling up, whether you're running to catch the metro, you're running to catch this meeting, I remember when I was still working, I was on the NASA Goddard campus and literally running from one building to another. And I was thinking, what am I doing?
Yeah, I thought about that too. It's like when we were in the States, it's like everything seems to be scheduled out, or they schedule it for you. Yeah. It's like you might have something you want to do, and you just want to whatever, but then someone says, oh, we got this thing going on. Oh, we're supposed to go to here. There always seems to be something going on, and it's not necessarily something you want to do. With, like I say, people have like mapped it out and say, oh, well, no, you have to go to something. No, I don't, but you didn't really have that freedom. But now it's like we feel we have more freedom, that we don't have to do anything if we don't want to, So yeah, that's a big change.
Yeah, it's like you're not on that spinning wheel of like the next thing.
We have some of the things we have listed here are like you said, Dad's written a handful of books. You have a series in mind that you update us on every now and again about personal development. For those who are new and those who are longtime subscribers, that's the basis of what we do here. That's the basis of a lot of things Dad did prior to retirement. We're networking and forming a lot of new business relationships in the past year alone. A lot of things are, some of which you still have to be ingenious about, take your time, but others are kind of falling into our lap, which is kind of nice.
It's like you're being intentional about the stuff you're doing. I mean,
you positioned.
You
meet cool people. Go ahead.
Yeah, and you guys, you pop on over to South Africa.
I was about to say, go ahead. Yep.
And go ahead.
We went to South Africa in Blushie. Went to South Africa in November. So we went down south. Mom and Dad went a little bit up north to Kenya, and we're meeting people who have reached out to us online about scouting out and exploring South Africa. We've never been before. We went down to Johannesburg, even met up with some old family that we hadn't seen in like 3 years. It was a beautiful reunion. Learned some things about the immigration process, learned some things about the history, enjoyed that beautiful South African food. And it was just, our horizons were incredibly open. You anything you'd add about South Africa?
I mean, you're hitting them like it was
I
really
miss it.
beautiful. I miss it too. I'm really just thinking about how we wouldn't have had that opportunity if we hadn't moved and been creative
In the first place.
In the first place, like that aspect, that thing created like a chain reaction for then someone to reach out for us to like explore an entirely a whole other country.
What you were just saying there, I think even from a biblical point of view, things beget after themselves.
That's right.
So in other words, if you're looking for problems, you're going to find problems. But if you're looking for community, if you're looking to be creative, if you're looking to contribute something, you're going to find that, because we made connections also in Uganda, Rwanda, and then you guys, I mean, you're in South Africa, and because you've been being creative, you have this platform, you were able to feature some people, and these people were blessed in their business, multiple people blessed in their business, and so you're also making a contribution, and you created this networking community.
Right. And that's some of the same that we did when we went to Kenya.
Yes.
I mean, we went because we always wanted to go, and
Yeah.
then we said, okay, I have opportunity. We went with some friends. They're from there, and they were going there, and so we said, well, let's go together. And it was fabulous. We met someone that is a realtor, and so we looked at some property, and that was fabulous. And so it just kind of turned in more to, that wasn't the intent initially when we went, but it turned out that way, and it was a blessing. So it's like so now we have, as you say, community. We knew someone that when we were going, then we met someone there, and then her family is there, and then we met some other people. So it's like, it just kind of, like you say, it trickles and trickles, you know, when you go other places, because you never know who you're going to meet and who you're going to establish connections with, and that's what's really has happened. And it's just helped us along the way with other people that have gone there, and now they're doing the same thing, getting property and things like that. So it's just kind of going on and going on.
The horizons are like being expanded. Like, I know we're here in island life, but it's a snowball effect thing. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger as you keep taking more and more steps. And there's also that effect, I forgot the name of it, where it's like when you buy a new car, suddenly you see that brand everywhere.
Oh, RAS, R-A-S.
Okay. Y'all know that the RAS
Reticular, yes.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna take your word for it.
Yeah,
Reticular
when you see it, and it gets triggered in your brain.
It's everywhere now.
Yeah.
So now we're
Reticular activation.
activated. So now we're seeing stuff everywhere. And we want to, if we haven't in the past, we just want to remind you guys that that's something you can look forward to when planning your move abroad. Better yet, after you get off the plane, your new destination. We've had people like my girlfriend. I found love. I'm not saying you can't find love in the States, but my horizons were broad. So I found love out here in island life. She and others have helped us expand our vocabulary. So now we're speaking Swahili, learning other languages. Mom and dad are enjoying retirement.
Yes.
We've had new neighbors, give them hacks for how to recoup more money legally, which extends more of our enjoyment, more of what we're able to do. Because I know a lot of you guys are concerned about retirement funds and things, and Mom and Dad continue to talk about that. Stay tuned. They've got plenty more to share in the year to come. But there's a lot of, it's not perfect, but it is peaceful and intentional, you know?
Since you brought up that it's not perfect, we don't have to shy away from that, and we don't ask the viewers to either. But that is, life is challenging.
Yes.
Moving abroad is going to be challenging. When I moved to Peoria, Illinois, when I moved to Washington, D.C. or Maryland, when we moved to Los Angeles, it was challenging. However, what I have found is that when you are more in alignment with your purpose, the challenges were always going to be there. It's just that now you're in alignment with your purpose, more in alignment. And so therefore it kind of rolls off your back like water off a duck because you have focus, you're intentional about what you're doing. Heck, I mean, that principle works even if you're frustrated in your current job and you just want to move from one job to another job. It's like, or if you got a side hustle going for you at home, you at least know that you're working on something, and that little bit helps you feel better about things.
And systems help as well. Again, we welcome you to the Move Abroad in 3 Easy Steps workshop. I've linked that in the pinned comment in the live chat right here. It's also in the description of this video because we're just hanging out for a little while. We're going to get ready to go soon. But systems of organization will help you do this. That's why we put this workshop together. In the workshop, you'll learn how we did the things that we're talking about, like organizing what? Your finances,
Right.
organizing things for maybe you need police clearance. Maybe you're interested in the containers. We didn't do containers, but you might be interested in that. Organization for when is it time to sell your car? When is it time for closing your bank account? Wait, do you need to close your bank account? I don't know. Do you need to close your bank account? What time should you be doing things? Would you say we mastered those things because now we're here?
Yes.
I was kind of tripped
Yes,
over. I'm like,
yes.
bless God, we mastered those things, and so we've now put those things into a live workshop
Right.
because we know that moving abroad is more than a notion. It takes something to get. You see the thumbnail. Mom's got the fresh produce. We've been healthier than ever. Dad's making music. Daniel and I are doing the business, and we're doing exciting things day to day. Sometimes also it's mundane, but it's our day and we're enjoying it. But the systems that mom and dad built, and then that brought those things out of you and I. You and I were on top of things prior to leaving, like let's organize immigration. Like we went to Rwanda first. We got to look into our visa. Dad and I had to go deal with the passports. You remember that? Daniel and Dad especially were on top of things like the airfare. And there's a sequence and order of operations to do things prior to leaving. And we just don't want you guys to feel overwhelmed. I mean, it's going to happen, but better to have some systems that you don't need than to need them and you're kind of floundering out there. We want this to be as easy as possible, and that's why we put this workshop together. And I've linked it here in the description in the video comments, so as that you can come ask us your burning questions, get our tools for how did we find out the immigration needs, meet the immigrations we needed, like visa. How do we get our finances together? How do we budget? How much is moving abroad?
Right.
These things can kind of overwhelm you, and we just don't want that to happen. We get a lot of comments about, oh, how much is it? Oh, is it safe? No, we're fine. It's been, how long is it? 4 years? Going on 5 years abroad. And we're not really bogged down by things in the news. We keep up with things with the current administration, things around the world, but it's really not as scary as they'd like you to think it is.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you were talking about the systems, I think about all the things that we did, and you will learn that in the workshop of preparation. Because sometimes a lot of people say, well, I'm not leaving right away. I might not leave for a couple of years. But it's good to get ahead of that. If you start figuring out what you need to know now for when that time comes, you're not running around. There's a lot of things, and I've said it before at a lot of our workshops, there are a lot of things that we did that I wish I had done sooner. For me, it was hard trying to figure what clothing, what things to bring and not bring, and that was very hard for me, and it really bothered me for quite a while. I wish I'd bought this, wish I'd bought that, but if you give yourself time, even if you're not leaving right away, start thinking about these things. Okay, like you say, am I going to bring furniture? Am I going to do whatever? That's why, in reference to the workshop, letting you know the systems and the planning, the things that we did. And like I say, everyone's different. You might want to do containers, but those are things that it's good to think in advance what you may need to do or not do.
You don't have to take our word for it. You can go hear comments and testimonials. You can read them. There are tons of them that you can read. And we also do have video testimonials of individuals who have attended our workshops, and some have actually already done their scouting trip and also moved to different locations. And one of the things that pops up is that they really appreciated having a plan. And they like the fact that we provide them with a self-assessment at the beginning so they can get their baseline to see how ready are they to move abroad. And if you're only thinking about moving abroad, that's why you also want to come to the workshop, because it'll help you think about it, as Marlene was saying, you may be 1 or 2 years out. It's not assuming you're going to leave in 20 minutes or something like that. It's to get your juices flowing so you know how to prepare it. So there you have it.
There's also community building. We've had a couple people in our previous workshops. They happen to be interested in Kenya. Hello, if you guys are watching. They've attended multiple of our online events for preparing people to move abroad. And I think as of this video, they're currently still in Nairobi, Kenya right now. They've explored the shops, the restaurants, the key places like police stations, hospitals. They've scouted out property with some contacts of ours. And so inside the workshop incubator, inside the workshop community that's building, you find like-minded people. We don't want you to feel like you're by yourself, because you're not. Maybe you're not a part of our family. Maybe we're not best friends or something like that. But we've made ourselves available for a few years now. We will continue to do so, use our gifts to network and connect inside of this community that we're building, so that people move abroad as easily as possible with as much peace of mind and a sense of abundance as is possible.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing that you highlighted there, the community that can form from the workshops, because they are group workshops. And we've had several people attend and share their information. I was just talking about people who are in Nairobi right now, with like people just like share their emails and things, and it'll help expand so you don't feel as alone as well in your preparation and getting ready to move.
That's very good. Yeah, you don't have to, Dad, do you remember saying something about you don't have to pay dues when you're like being positioned to live life to the fullest, including but not limited to moving abroad? It's like you don't have to do things the sweat of your brow.
Right. Yeah.
Things are snowballing. We sort of talked about it already.
Yeah. So you can, it's easier for me to say it like this. You can experience something yourself and have the bumps, bruises, and pains, or you can have someone tell you based on their experience, and you can learn from that. In other words, I don't have to tell you that the oven is hot. I got my finger burned, so you don't have to.
Exactly. So you have that counsel. You have people who are a little bit ahead of you, or maybe even a lot ahead of you. By the way, when you join us, you're also following a success principle. Join us for the workshop, I'm saying. Because if you didn't know, we did the same thing. We attended maybe 3 to 5 online workshops. We dialed up people on the phone. We joined people's memberships that fit well for us as we were interested in moving abroad in general. And then when we started to narrow things down, again with the systems that we put inside the workshop, because you need to know how to organize. The workshop will share that with you. That helped us narrow down, okay, we'll go to Rwanda for a little while. Then we'll go to Zanzibar for a while. Or, now we're ready for investment. Now we're ready for investment property. Or how to know how to avoid different types of scams and things like that. We get into those things as well. Yeah, in previous videos, but we really get live and unplugged in the workshop setting.
Yeah, it really helps you like itemize and like discover what is important to you, like for the countries that you want to visit. It helps put together like that timeline of when do I need to do this? When do I need to, like you're talking about the car or to the bank account.
Right.
It really takes away that ease, that from the stress.
That's great. So I think that's about it, guys. We're gonna close out with a video here just explaining about the workshop. Also, if you're interested in South Africa, after this live, please go over to our homepage. We have a brand new video out about our time in South Africa, exploring the luxury estates. I think if you're really interested in South Africa and the options there, you're gonna love that. So we'll see you guys later. Daniel's about to pull up the video. The link for the workshop is in the description of this video and in the pinned live comment. We hope to see you guys there for the February workshop.
Congratulations for landing on this page that changes your life. We invite you to join us at the Move Abroad in 3 Easy Steps workshop. This workshop, as I said, it's going to change your life. How's it going to do that? The Move Abroad workshop is a 2-hour workshop that our family created to teach people awareness to their foundational reasons for moving abroad. Those foundational reasons are knowing your why, operating within budget, and taking ownership by learning to do the research yourself. Look, everything we've done in life, we did it with the awareness that these foundational reasons, again, why, budget, and research are the keys to success. If you think you're scared to leave, you need to make sure that your why is very clear. If you won't move because you think there isn't enough money to make it, budgeting is your answer. Let's say you have what you think is a visa/citizenship problem. You don't have that problem. What you have is a research problem. And if you can't decide on a target country, a destination, because you keep on changing your mind, the problem is that you have a need for an objective system that you can execute, and you'll get that with us. In the Move Abroad workshop in 3 Easy Steps, we will work with you for those 2 hours and teach you the significance of the 3 values and the important aspects of each one of them. At the end of the 2 hours, you're going to have a plan on how to get started with your move abroad. Looky, we have literally had people that followed our plan, and they've done things like taken a scouting trip to El Salvador, visited Tanzania. Heck, they moved to East Africa, scouted out Kenya, and all in all, saved thousands of dollars. We're going to look forward to seeing you at the workshop, and get ready to have your plan to get started with your move abroad. By the way, you don't have to take our word for it. We want you to take a listen to these testimonials. Thank you.
I'm a checklist type of person, so I really appreciate the handouts you guys gave us, because that's going to be very, very useful to me getting started. To just keep things kind of organized. So thank you again. When I saw this on YouTube, I was so excited, and I was like, I gotta sign up. I want to hear, what if this is the real thing. So this is a confirmation, and keep doing what you're doing, because there's so many of us that want to leave.
This is most helpful in many ways. One in particular, the integrity that your entire family present, I really enjoy. I like that. I mean, because it just resonates and allows me to say, I feel comfortable, I feel safe with making certain types of decisions and stuff like that, because of the wealth of information that you provide. I like that. And it's very concrete, systematic. So I appreciate that. Like how you identify having a system, to have a system, like what is important.
This experience was really great. It gave me more of an understanding of what it takes, and to know it's important to know your why and that you're doing this for the right reasons and the best reasons possible. And you have given us resources and tools that will enable us to have a great starting point. And I really appreciate this workshop.